It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. So good to have your company. And I'm glad you're with us this morning because we have a special guest, and it's Bethany Hamilton.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Hello. You know, Bethany, because, wow, I think, a lot of people are very familiar with your story, but maybe not that you started surfing at the age of 8 years old. You even had sponsors by the time you were 9. But even more than that, at the age of 13, of course, from the movie Soul Surfer, we know that you were attacked by a shark and lost your arm. And of course, that movie with Dennis Quaid and Helen Hunt chronicles what happened then. But you've had so many other things happen, like The Amazing Race, and you've been in the movie Dolphin Tale too. I mean, you've had such an incredibly wonderful life. Those are the things we want to find out about.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely have had lots of fun. But, I think about when we face times in life and it's almost like a fork in the road, how we approach our challenges and our circumstances can so often determine whether we have an awesome time or a not so awesome time. And after I lost my arm, I could have had a very different life than I did, but I chose to adapt and I chose to make the most of what I got. And I don't need easy, I just need possible. So yeah, I think there's just, there's a lot to be said, but I try not to do too much saying and just let the surfing do the talking, or
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
I know you're going to be talking a lot about this and Rise Above. It's a thriving event that's going on with you, Bethany. This will be all day on Wednesday. It's absolutely free access. All you have to do to register for that, we'll make it easy. Just text the word Bethany to 800-447-7234. And that's coming up again on Wednesday. So the word Bethany at 800-447-7234. Okay, so you got married. You got a hubby in your life, and I think it was really amazing of the wedding pictures that you took, especially underwater.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't actually get married underwater, but we did a Trash the Dress shoot, and that was actually in Fiji, where I had one of my best surfing competitions ever. I was just about, okay, I'm a mermaid. I'm so good in the water, but I just about drowned in a couple of the shots we did. And Adam was like, my husband was having to keep me afloat.
I'm so curious. How's the wedding dress today?
I have no clue.
What did you do with it afterwards?
I don't even know where it is. It's probably in my attic somewhere. We might have dried it out. It's probably a bit thrashed.
I hope so. Well, it sounds like you have such a great relationship with your husband. I mean, to be on The Amazing Race together, what was that like?
That was like our second honeymoon, and it really put the relationship under the test. But it was really fun. We went into it knowing that it causes a lot of relationship conflict, and we're like, okay, relationship first, winning The Amazing Race second. So we had a pretty good attitude towards each other. And I guess that's how we approach all of life, is just like loving each other well, and but just having fun too.
What was your favorite stop on that Amazing Race?
Ooh, I really loved our time in Malta. It was so foreign, and the city is so, like, there's a church on every corner. There's like a wall surrounding the island. The ocean was really beautiful. I got to do rappelling down a mountainside, and then I had to go swim and find a clue. So that was really fun. And we won that leg, so...
Good.
That was a
good. How far did you get?
We made it to the finals, and I won't go beyond that.
Okay.
Throw away the
Totally
key.
get it.
If anyone wants to cheer us on.
You got it. Evidently, you're a pretty good cook. I saw a picture on Instagram of something that you made. It looked like for your husband. Was this a birthday gift for him?
I'm always messing around in the kitchen and having fun. We love to eat healthy and just support. Oh, not so healthy, that one.
Yeah, tell us about this.
This was okay. My husband is a born and raised Kansas boy. We now live in Hawaii. So I made him his favorite birthday dessert. Every now and then it's good to cheat and have something not so healthy.
So what do you call this?
This is just like a peanut butter chocolatey
Heaven.
heaven party cake.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Is that Reese's peanut butter cups you have surrounded in that whole thing?
They're actually like the organic, like
The
healthy
organic
kind.
version of it. Okay.
The healthy Reese's.
Which is nice.
We could claim they're healthy, but we all know there's a load of sugar in there.
I was very curious about the sonogram that was done, this ultrasound, I should say, of your baby in your womb. And I'm trying to figure out, really, they're born surfing?
My babies know how to surf out of the womb. They basically surf their way out.
That is so funny. Who doctored that picture?
I don't even know. I just found it online.
Do you remember which child you were expecting during that ultrasound?
That was Tobias, my firstborn.
Okay.
Bethany Hamilton with us. It's a free one-day event that's coming up online. It's on demand. It's this Wednesday. It's with Thrive in Concert Series. And if you would, to get access, because you do have to register, again, it's free, just text Bethany to 800-447-7234. That's 800-447-7234. I guess being athletic runs in your family because it looks like your mom likes to play tennis. I saw a throwback picture.
Yeah, we are just a move-in family. My mom, she was just a super athlete always growing up. So now she like lives vicariously through her grandkids. She's taken them to skate lessons and always making sure I can get a surf. So I got babysitting on tap, which is really nice. But yeah, my family is amazing. We all just love having fun and especially being around the ocean.
Yeah, we see that you're very close to your friends. Some of them that were depicted in the movie Soul Surfer. Who are these on horseback with you in a throwback day?
Oh my gosh, that was so cool. Well, that was one that I'm on the horse with. That's my friend Alana. And so she was there the day I lost my arm. So we grew up doing everything under the sun as far as adventuring, and my friend Natalie, and now we're all mothers together. So it's pretty cool.
So you still get to be together and your kids are kind of growing up with each other as well?
Yeah, we get to the beach together, take the kids surfing, pool, whatever we can think of. But yeah, it's really cool to kind of go through life that long. Like I've known them since I was so young, and now we all have littles.
Rise Above is a very important message for you. You're going to be talking about it at the live Thriving event that's going on Wednesday. Bethany Hamilton with us this morning, by the way, on His Radio. Free access to get it. Just register. Text the word Bethany to 800-447-7234. What are some of the things that you're going to be talking about? We can't give away the whole thing because we want people to be on demand coming up on Wednesday, which is free access all day. But what's a part of your message that you'll be sharing coming up on Wednesday?
Hey, I know a lot of you out there listening today have probably faced some immense trials and challenges over the last year. And my hope is that you can leave super encouraged and empowered to make the most of what you've got and know that you don't need easy, you just need possible. And this life is always throwing crazy challenges our way. And I think there's ways that we can bounce back and rise above our challenges and still love the life that we have. And just be resilient no matter what comes our way.
You're such a joy to talk with. Thank you for spending time with us today. You're amazing. You know that.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Yeah. Go surf. Or do you do any surfing today?
I'm actually traveling at the moment, but I was doing slip and slide with my little guys this morning. So.
Perfect. See?
Hence the wet hair.
An amazing mom. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Remember, if you would, go ahead to get that free access that's coming up on this Wednesday on demand. Text the word Bethany, 800-447-7234. It's free on demand access with our friends at Thrive Rent. Bethany, it was a joy spending time with you today.
Thank you and aloha. See y'all there.
Aloha.
Thank you so much. Aloha.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Yeah, it may be a little too early if you've just rolled out of bed. It may be too early to think about taking a nap, but at some point today,
Hey,
what?
Never too early to think about a nap.
Because at some point you're going to be like, I just need a nap.
Well, most people nap when they hit snooze again, right? About 18 dozen times in the morning.
Do you live my life? What? Yes,
No.
Absolutely. Well, there are a bunch of researchers that got together and said, okay, how long is the perfect nap? It's not going to be the 2 to 3 hours that I take. They say it's going to be somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes.
Well, there's a lot of companies that have those like sleep pods, and that's how much that is. So it's like you can go whenever you want, lunch hour or something like that, and you get your 10 or 20 minutes. So that's been a thing for a while, I think.
Yeah, but they're saying don't do it on your lunch break because there's a better time, optimum time that you should take your nap. And it's between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. So, in the afternoon, maybe around 3 o'clock, you start to have that slump and maybe you go foraging in your coworkers' desks on top, not in, to try to find a little snacky snack to perk you up a little bit.
It sounds like Liz does that.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Never.
All summer long until the kids get back in school. It is Get Out this summer on his radio.
And my mind is blown because I just saw this, a school in our area that is going back like on August 3rd, August 4th, something like that. I mean, that's like 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Not much time to cram in, another weekend or two to get out and get to do something. So we want to help out with these Dollywood tickets. And this is something that you get to keep the rest of your life. Until it breaks, and it's not going to break because it's good. It's a backyard movie kit and a popcorn maker.
Yeah, and so if you want in on that, because we're giving them away all summer long, here's what you do. Text the word outside. It's so easy. Just the word outside. No emojis, nothing like that. No exclamation points. Outside to 800-447-7234. Open the My His Radio app. You can get registered there or at hisradio.com.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
There's shortages everywhere. Why is this happening?
With Taco Bell. I mean, I used to be this big Taco Bell eater. When I was a big guy, I kind of, really tried to dial in the diet. And so that means not a lot of tacos for old Robbie here anymore. But if I wanted to indulge and have a cheat day to go to Taco Bell, chances are there might be not the dish that I would want because Taco Bell says we're under a shortage right now. So some deliveries aren't coming and there's a shortage of some of the stuff that we need to put in the tacos. And so there's a possibility from time to time when you come to Taco Bell, there might not be a taco when you come to Taco Bell. That's what I've been reading.
Yeah, and it's kind of across the board. So it's things like lettuce and tomatoes, but it's also like chicken and the ground beef. So the actual components that you need to make said tacos and burritos, they may not be there, but I've seen it at places like Starbucks too. Like everybody's running out of stuff.
Yeah, the coffee. You cannot run out of coffee.
No, you can't.
Not at all. I need to stock up on coffee. Not that we
Or the
should
creamer.
panic. We don't need to panic. Don't need to run out. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to panic shop.
I don't know.
Oh.
I may be in panic mode if they run out of coffee.
You don't need to. Yeah, right? Don't run out of coffee.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
My youngest child, 9 pounds, 13 ounces. I thought he was a big baby. His morning crew with Rob and Liz, his radio.
Oh, Bessie just had her first baby.
Yeah?
Yeah, just the other day. It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was Tuesday. To a 40-pound baby.
That's got to be a world record. Like what?
No. The average is 40 to 80 pounds for hippos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I may have confused you a little bit. Sorry about that. Zambezi is her name, and she is at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. It's the first baby hippo born there in 32 years.
Oh, and
Yeah.
40-pound baby. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, and kind of neat because you didn't know she was giving birth. All of a sudden, as she's just laying in the water, bloop, out pops a baby from the water. You just see this little head. Boo-boo, hello.
I'm learning to swim right now as soon as I'm born.
Really quick. I tell you, and about 40 to 80 pounds is the average size for a baby hippo being born.
Good grief.
I know.
And they are the cutest. Look, I love hippos. I mean, adult babies, whatever, but man, they will tear you apart. So they're cute, but stay away.
You heard the mama bear term, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait till you learn about a mama hippo.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Is it proper to say dude?
Oh,
'Cause-
sure. I think for Prince Harry, he's definitely a dude now that he's not His Royal Highness.
That's
He
what I
kind of
thought.
stepped away. Yeah.
I kind of thought he wanted to be treated like a normal person, so I'm going to call him
does.
Dude Harry.
And he's an American. What? Dude, what?
Dude Harry.
Dude Harry. I like that. He's an American now. So, yeah, you can call him a dude. Yeah, he's going to sit down and probably with like a ghostwriter to help him do it. He's going to write a memoir. And one of the things, and I can kind of hear him in my head saying, I'm writing this not as a prince. I was born but as the man I have become.
A dude.
Yeah. So it'll be from Prince to Dude. I think that should be the title of the memoir.
From Prince to Dude, a memoir
From Prince.
of a former Prince Harry.
Yes, exactly. He's going to talk about, the struggles that he's gone through with losing his mom at such an early age and finding love with Meghan after all the years, because he had some very troubled times there for a while, especially in his early 20s and even as a teenager. But he's going to talk about mental health and overcoming some of those things, and probably a little bit about living with the royal family, I would think.
You said ghostwriter. You know this?
I would think he's going to have a ghost writer. I think a lot of celebrities, when they do autobiographies, they have somebody kind of come alongside and help them with.
So this is a guess. You're just
What?
kind of guessing. You're guessing at this whole thing.
Oh, I am. He
Okay.
could certainly sit down and write it himself from, cover to cover. But I would think there's going to be somebody helping him along.
Okay, so what was the title again? Memoirs of a
Prince?
Dude?
Yeah, so let's see. Formerly HRH, Prince Harry, from Prince to Dude.
From Prince to Dude. There you go. I like the name of that memoir.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Sometimes some really great things can happen when we least expect it, but it's when we most need it. His morning crew with Rob and Liz, his radio.
Well, Matthew was there, especially when people needed him. He's just driving down the road, and all of a sudden he sees that there was an accident. And on the accident, there were some dogs are on the roadside. He's like, okay, something's up here. He pulls over. He sees these dogs are in distress. It's Kipper, who's a basset hound, and Marlin is like a really old shepherd. And the owners were stuck in the car. And they were hurt really bad. So Matthew stayed around. He was helping with the dogs. He was making sure that the driver and his girlfriend, both who survived the accident, were going to be okay. She was in really bad condition, so they had to air flight her to the hospital. Again, she's okay now. And then, of course, this young man that Matthew saw, he's like, okay, do you need a ride to the hospital? Took him to the hospital and said, listen, I'll take care of your dogs for you. And so he even brought the dogs home, brought the dogs to the vet while the owner of the car that was in the car accident was inside with his girlfriend. Matthew was taking care of their dogs and then brought them to the vet to make sure that they were okay, and then brought them home until everybody was fine. He took care of them. Talk about a great thing that somebody did just out of the kindness of their heart.
I have never heard of course, when you see an accident, people will generally just run right up and try to help. But as far as he went that extra step to say, these dogs are going to need to be taken care of so that these people can take care of themselves. Wow, this is an incredible story.
You know what? And there are a lot of stories that are very similar to that. You may have one yourself. Would love to hear it. Join the conversation. Here's the number. It's 800-447-7234.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Hearing from Olivia, you said something really cool happened, some kind of act of kindness. What happened?
I had gallstones or kidney stones, and I went up to the emergency room and had that done, and I had a bill up there, and I had a medical center take somebody step up and take care of that full bill for me. So that did a lot of stress relief for me and my husband.
Yeah, right? I mean, you and your husband don't have to worry about the medical bills, and they just did that for you. That's absolutely amazing.
It really is that somebody would go to those lengths to alleviate some of that stress. Now, I didn't have anything like that happen, but I'm telling you, I think it meant so much to me the other day. I was in line at Starbucks, ordered my drink.
Where?
Got up to at Starbucks, at Starbucks. I call it Starbucks.
Starbucks. Okay.
They like it when I give them a nickname.
I guess.
So I get up to the window and they hand me my drink and I've got my app and I'm getting ready to pay. And the guy said, no, the person in front of you paid for your drink. So I immediately took off and I tried to catch up with that person in traffic to say, thank you. But I couldn't catch up with them.
That would be like creepy.
Do you think so? If you
Yeah.
pay for somebody's drink behind you and they just threw their hand up to say thank you. Okay, I didn't mean to be creepy.
No,
I'm so sorry.
I mean, chase them down. I mean, like, would you have followed them all the way to their driveway? I mean,
Maybe.
They're going home?
Well, I mean, it meant that much to me, so possibly yes.
Okay. You can say thank you. Just don't follow them home.
Okay.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Chipotle is getting into the Olympic spirit, so to say, because now, I don't know if you noticed, starting today, they're wrapping, until the Olympics are done, all their burritos in a gold wrapper.
That's actually very cool.
You like that?
I do. I mean, I can get the silver at home with aluminum foil, but I don't have gold, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then what will you do with a wrapper? Toss it?
Hold it up. No, hold it up. Take a picture of it as though I am an Olympian. Of course, it would be eating burritos. So maybe that's not something I want to get the gold in.
Could become a sport someday. I mean, they eat hot dogs on the 4th of July.
I know.
So there you go. By the way, I got to know, Liz, when you go to Chipotle, what's your favorite dish?
I don't have one.
Because?
Sorry. Because Chipotle is not my life. I'm so sorry.
She apologizes.
Oh, I'm sorry to
It's
Chipotle.
okay if Chipotle is not your jam. It's all right.
No.
What restaurants do you go to?
Oh my goodness, for my favorite, maybe like a Texas Roadhouse or an Outback.
Okay. Any local
sushi?
ones? You just named two big chains. Well, I guess Chipotle is a chain.
Yeah, true.
And you named two that I like. I'm trying to find one that you go to that I don't like. Since you don't like Chipotle.
Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, you got me there.
Okay.
Yeah. I like them. I just can't go there. Why? Cheesecake.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
This is such a great program. They're taking inmates at South Central Correctional Center and they're allowing them to do something, learn a new trade possibly, but also giving back to the community. So they are working on quilts, just like Rob said, and they're spending their days and nights doing that. But they're going to help, these quilts are going to help foster kids.
Isn't that great? I love that. And the men who are doing this, which there's about 7 men in this one program to make these quilts. They do this daily in the prison sewing room. And they literally say, I feel like I have purpose. I feel like I'm making a difference in somebody's life. Talk about rehabilitating some guys.
Yeah. And one of the guys even said, I really didn't want to do it. I went in to fix a sewing machine because that's kind of, where my talents lie. But once I got in there and I heard the stories about some of the kids that they were making the quilts for, I felt like it was something that I needed to do. So almost found a purpose. And now he's part of the sewing group and giving back.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Well, if you are going to be flying now that, Canada's going to be opening up in a couple of weeks to Americans, and there's some other countries that are opening up, maybe you're going to jump on a plane. So somebody came out with a list of like the best airlines. And I will say American Airlines, not actually American Airlines, but airlines that are based in America, did not make it very high on the list. Like the highest was number 8 and it was United, but Qatar Airways was number 1. I've never flown Qatar. Have you?
No, I play the guitar.
Yeah, right. Well, this is Qatar, but
Oh,
close.
okay.
Air New Zealand and Singapore Airlines, they're all like in the top 3. I have flown, and I will say I've flown United and I've flown Air France and KLM. And I will say there's a big difference. And I'm sorry, but there was a big difference.
What way?
Air France, it was like every time I turned around, they were pushing a croissant in my face. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But at one point, I had fallen asleep and I woke up to croissant. And I was like, oh, sure.
Yeah, give me one of them.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, I want a trip to Paris, so I get to go during the Tour de France next year. So Amy and I, we're trying to learn French. I only know oui and French fry. And French toast. That's the only French that I know so far.
Oh, that's not going to get you very far, monsieur.
I guess oui. But I'm thinking, what airlines are they going to put us on? What kind of experience is it going to be, so
maybe Air France. That's the one I took to Paris a couple of years ago.
So I can expect a lot of croissants in my face.
You will get them.